Good morning, students. Today in business study, we are going to discuss about organizing, meaning, process, and organizational structure. So, first of all, the learning objectives for this chapter are explain the concept of organizing, explain the process of organizing, describe the importance of organizing, explain the meaning, advantages, and disadvantages of functional organization. Explain the meaning, advantages, disadvantages of divisional organization. Explain the meaning, advantages, and disadvantages of formal and informal organization. Distinguish between formal and informal organization. And explain the meaning and advantages of formal and informal organization. Distinguish between formal and informal organization. So these are the learning objectives of organizing chapter, which we will discuss in this chapter. One more thing, concept of delegation and decentralization, importance of delegation and decentralization, and distinguish between decentralization and delegation will also be discussed. Our today's topic of organizing is limited to meaning of organizing, process of organizing, and organizational structure. We will discuss only functional structure today. So let us start our today's topic, organizing. Concept of organizing. Organizing can be defined as the process that initiate implementation of plans by clarifying jobs and working relationships effectively, deploying resources for attainment of identified and desired goals. So it is clear from this slide that organizing helps us in implementation of plans, and it also clarifies the jobs and jobs relationship, and helps us to utilize the resources available in organization for attainment of desired goals. We will take one definition given by G.R. Terry. Definition is: organizing is the establishing of effective authority relationships among selected work persons and workplace in order for the group to work together efficiently. So, as it is clear that organizing is establishing of effective authority relationships. What does it mean? It means to whom the subordinate will report, and such relationship is established related to their work and workplace, and it should be noted that they all have to do their work in group for doing the work efficiently. You can have a look on this definition again. Now we will go for process of organizing. As all of you are aware about, the process includes different steps which are always in a sequence. So organizing process includes first step, identification of and division of work. Second, departmentalization. Third, assignment of duties. Fourth, establishing reporting relationships. So first step, identification and division of work. Under this step of organizing process, division of work is done in terms of specific activities. By division of work, work is divided into small parts according to specialized skills available. Division of work removes the duplication of work. So it is clear from this first step that we have to identify the work and we have to divide the work according to specialized skills available in the organization. Second step in organizing process comes as departmentalization. Under departmentalization, we have to group the similar kind of work under one department. When work is identified and divided, then there is need to make the grouping of similar activities under one department. So second step in organizing involves combining of or grouping of similar activities into larger units called departments. This can be done on the basis of functions, products, customers and territories. According to functions, if we divide the work, that can be finance, marketing, research and development, sales, etc. And according to products, if we divide, that can be like footwear, cosmetic, etc. And customers, according to class of customer, you can take according to their preference of your product, that can be done. And according to territory, you can divide the department according to north, south or state wise or district wise. So this is the second step of organizing. Now the third step, that is assignment of duties. Now when we have grouped all the activities, now it is time to assign the duties. After departmentalization, next step is for assignment of duties under various departmental heads. Under different departments, jobs are allocated according to their skills and knowledge. Means we have to divide the duties according to different departmental heads which are in the organization. Now last step in the organizing process comes as establishing reporting relationship. When all are aware about their duties, now they must know to whom they have to report. Establishing reporting relationships. After allotment of work and assignment of duties, now it is necessary to establish reporting relationship so that subordinates becomes aware about to whom they are accountable. It leads to clarity in their roles. So this is all about the organizing process. Now we will take the importance of organizing. As we have seen in the process, we divide the work, we divide the work in small parts, and by division of that work we get the benefit of specialization, because work is divided according to the specialized area of the workers. Second importance is clarity in working relationship. as it is an important step in organizing process to establish reporting relationship. So second step in importance comes as clarity of working relationship, to whom the subordinate has to report, and this is also clear to the subordinates who are clear to the superior who are their subordinates and to whom they have to give the work. The third importance of organizing comes as effective administration. If we divide the work according to specialization and everything is clear in reporting relationships among the subordinate and superior, then it will lead to the effective administration. Next importance of organizing can be optimum utilization of resources. When there is clarity of role, specialization is there, effective administration is also there, then how can't we do the optimum utilization of resources? This is the major thing in organizing, to utilize the resources according to achievement of the goals. Now next comes adaptation to change in organizing, because there is different heads and subordinates have their clarity of roles in the organization. Now if the management want to change in their organization, then they can easily change in their working culture or relationships. It will lead to adaptation to change among the employees. Next comes development of personnel. Development of personnel here means when in organizing, every individual can get the opportunity for their growth and development, because work is divided according to their specialized area and they can get expertise in their area. Next comes expansion and growth. Organizing helps the organization for expansion and growth, because if everything is clear among subordinate and superior and there is proper utilization of resources, then they can plan for change also, because it is also one of the benefit of organizing, and business can go for expansion and growth easily without any resistance. So these are the importance of organizing. We can conclude the points. First is benefit of specialization, second clarity of role, third effective administration, fourth optimum utilization of resources, fifth adaptation to change, sixth development of personnel, and seventh is expansion and growth. So this is all about importance of organizing. Now we will discuss about organizational structure. Organizational structure is the framework of activities within organization for performing managerial and operational activities. Means it is a framework within which we have to work. Organizational structure can be divided into two parts. One is functional structure, other is divisional structure. For functional structure, we can mention here that in functional structure, the work is divided according to functional area, and in divisional structure, different divisions are established in the organization. Today, we will take the functional structure only. So functional structure, there is a diagram in front of you. You can go through that diagram. You can see there is managing director. Under him, purchase manager is there, sales manager is there, finance manager is there, marketing manager is there, and research and development manager is there. So it can be clear from here that under functional structure, the activities are grouped and created according to the basis of functions that can be purchase, sale, finance, marketing, research and development, or any other according to the organization. So, in functional structure, activities are grouped and created on the basis of functions like finance, marketing, production, sales, etc. Functional structure is suitable in large organization producing one line of product and where specialization is required. So this is the suitability of functional structure. Students, now it is clear what is the meaning of functional structure. Functional structure is one of the easiest structure under which we divide the organizational work according to the different functions like finance, marketing, production, sales, etc. Now we will take the advantages of functional structure. Advantages of functional structure are specialization, better coordination, increase in managerial efficiency, and minimize cost. So first of all, specialization, as it has been already discussed while giving the importance of organizing. Specialization is found in functional structure because work is divided according to different functions. You can see in this diagram different managers are for different work. For purchase manager, for sales manager, finance manager, and for marketing activities, marketing manager, and research and development R&D manager is there. So it leads to specialization. Now better coordination, because everybody is aware about their work, so every person knows what they have to do and what are the limits of their work, to whom they have to report. So it leads to better coordination. Next importance of functional structure is increases managerial efficiency. It increases managerial efficiency because managers are given their task according to their specialized area, and there is a limited area of their working in which they get the specialization and they can perform their managerial activities efficiently. Now next advantage of functional structure is minimize cost. Under functional structure there is no duplication of work, so it leads to minimization of cost in organization. So this is one of the biggest advantage of functional structure, because there is no duplicacy of work, and due to less repetition of work, it leads to minimum cost. Now disadvantages of functional structure. As there are different advantages of functional structure, but still there are certain disadvantages of functional structure, like conflict with organizational objective, difficulty in coordination, conflict of interest, inflexibility. First of all, conflict with organizational objective. Sometimes in the organization the conflict arises between departmental heads' objectives and organizational objectives. Finance manager may go for the reduction of cost or the expenditure in terms of finance, and there may be the emphasis on the sales manager to increase his sales, so he will go for maximum marketing expenses. So it leads to the conflict with organizational objectives. As it is discussed that there is a conflict with organizational objectives, so sometimes it leads difficulty in coordination among different managers, because they have their individual objectives which leads to organizational objectives, but firstly they go for show their maximum efficiency in terms of working. Sometimes it leads to difficulty in coordination. Conflict of interest under functional structures. Sometimes such kind of conflicts leads to conflicts in terms of interest of the organization. And another disadvantage of functional structure is inflexibility. It means whenever you have established some objectives and working culture, then again it is difficult to make change in that, because every work is divided among different managers, and due to lack of coordination, inflexibility arises in organization. So students, this is all about organizing meaning, importance, and functional structure today. I hope you have understood this concept, and you must go through the questions related to these concepts. Thank you and have a nice day.